Hi, I'm Rhiannon Taluki
And I'm Dan Versen.
of Dan Versen Games.
We wanted to introduce you to 1500, The New World, which we currently have a Kickstarter going right now.
And we're going to show you what a run through of 1500 actually looks like. Dan, why don't you pick your game?
Sure, thank you.
And cards.
To begin the game, I start off with 4 cards because I have a royal support of 4.
And then I start off with 4 cards as well. So usually you keep your cards in your hands so that no one can see what they are, but just so the demonstration goes better, we're going to leave them out here so you know what we're doing.
I'm going to begin by playing a spread out card. That allows me to build up to 1 colony in each of the 5 regions. So I'm going to put 1 up here in North America, 1 in Central America, 1 in the Caribbean, 1 in the Amazon, and 1 down in Cape Horn. That's all that card will do. I'm then going, and then at that point Rhiannon could play a card in reaction if she happened to have one, but she wasn't dealt any reaction cards. I'm then going to play a colonist card, which allows me to build up to 3 colonies. So I'm going to completely monopolize Cape Horn here with 2 colonies, and I'll add another colony here to the Amazon. And then one of the things that's great about the game is not only can you use the cards for the printed text, but you can also use it to build colonies, reduce colonies, or adjust your royal support. The royal support's over here. That dictates how many cards you draw as well as how many cards you can hold. So I'm going to discard an isolation card in order to build a colony here in the Amazon. I'm then going to discard my last card, which is Uprising, in order to advance my royal support. It's now time for me to tally my points. I get 1 point for every colony on the map, so I get a total of 7 points. I have a regional monopoly, that's 8, 9. Another regional monopoly, that's 10, 11. I then check to see if I have any export monopolies. I don't. In order to do that, I'd have to have all 3 exports of one type. So I score a total of 11 points. So my blue marker comes down here to the 10s. I then add another blue marker in order to score my 11 points, and that ends my turn.
Perfect, and then it's my opportunity to start playing. And the first thing I'm going to do is do Uprising, which means I can remove exactly 1 colony from each of the 5 regions. So we're just going to take that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. That's only 4. Where's the 5th? That one.
The Caribbean.
Perfect. You can have those back. The next card I'm going to play is Colonists, which normally you can build 3 colonies, but what I'm going to do is reduce 3 colonies, which basically means I'm going to make them struggle super hard. So I'm going to leave that one right there. And then the next one is I'm going to have build or reduce 3 more colonies, and this time I am going to build. So I'm going to build 1 right there, 1 right there, and 1 right there, and that way I have a monopoly. So I'm going to put that one away. And then the last one is a disease card, which normally you can use this to struggle up to 6 adjacent colonies, but what I'm going to do is turn this in for credit and boost my royal support because the queen likes me more. So for each struggled colony, I get 1 point. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a 7th one and an 8th one just for having this area to myself. So we're just gonna move me up 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom diggity dog, and my turn's over.
That ends the first game turn, so then we advance the turn marker to the second turn. First thing we do is we draw cards. Because Rhiannon has a royal support of 5, she gets 5 cards. And I have a royal support of 4, so I get 4 cards. And then we would keep playing from there. So I will now take my second turn. I'm going to begin by playing a spread out card, which allows me to build up to 1 colony in each of the 5 regions. So I have something tricky planned, so I'm choosing these colony spots kind of with purpose in mind. So that gives me 3 positions, 4 positions, and 1 last position down there. I'm then going to do a blight card. That allows me to struggle all colonies belonging to other players that are adjacent to my colonies. Oh look, I have colonies adjacent to yours. So I struggle 2 of her colonies with that. Then, because my colonists are a little selfish, I get to play Hoarding Supplies. I change all of my struggling colonies to successful, and I remove all of her colonies. So these 3 colonies go back to being successful. I then remove her 2 struggling colonies. And I have one card left. I'm going to save that. I then tally my points. During the course of the turn, I struggle 2 of her colonies. That gives me 2 points. 5 points, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. With 2 monopolies gives me 14 total points. So this goes down here for 9 of the points, and then that goes there for the 15th point. 14th point. And that ends my turn.
And now that it's my turn, I'm first going to play the disease card, which basically means I get to struggle up to 6 adjacent colonies.
Not the disease card.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be good. All 6 of those are struggling. Then I'm going to play the hoarding supplies card, which changes all of my struggling colonies to successful, but then it removes all of the other players' struggling colonies. So I don't have any, so I'm just going to toss that. You can go home. Then I'm going to play mutual support, which means that I can build up to 4 adjacent colonies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. And then I'm going to play the colonies card, which means that I can add 3 more. So 1, 2, 3. Look at that. And now I'm going to play Iron Grip, which means that while I'm totaling my points, I can gain 4 points instead of 2 for each of my monopolies. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 points. And if I'd had this one, even though it's Dan's, I would have had even more.
But wait, instead of Iron Grip, I play Marauders, which means that she gets 0 points for all of her monopolies. So instead of 17 points,
I only get 8?
only 8.
What?
Sorry.
Fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't want to play anymore.
So at the end of turn 2, I have 25 points. Rhiannon has 16 points. We would then move on to turn 3, and the game would have 3 more turns to go.
And I would wipe him off the map if I had a chance. Meow.
I was just thinking.
I'm a cat!
Playing with a